Hello, my name is Joe George. I'm president of Cox Automotive Mobility. I'd like to share my welcome to Cox Automotive Experience and our Fleets of the Future discussion. I'm honored and excited to have Mike Dickinson with me today, the Executive Director of Dickinson Fleet Services, a new addition to the Cox Automotive family. We are really excited to have the Dickinson team as part of our effort to help change the way the future fleets operate. And looking forward to hearing more from Mike today about where the opportunities are, where our challenges are, and we can talk about how fleet's going to continue to impact how we all live day to day and how we move and are mobile out into the future. So with that, Michael, welcome to the Cox family. And tell me a little bit about what Dickinson Fleet does. I know we've got an audience out here that's many have heard of Dickinson, but many may have not. But it'd be great to tell them why we're so excited about having you be part of the family.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, Joe, on behalf of all of the employees at Dickinson Fleet Services, I can't tell you how excited we are to be a part of the Cox family. We're coming up on our 24-year anniversary, and I can honestly say I've never been more excited about the future of our company and where we're going with the Cox partnership. Dickinson Fleet Services today is the largest fleet maintenance provider in the industry. We've grown over our 24-year history from 3 branch locations to over 18 physical locations and 850 mobile service trucks. Our service offerings include everything from scheduled maintenance and inspections to physical damage repairs and major mechanical repairs, telematics deployment and installation, and our latest acquisition, Interstate Truck Center, we now offer emergency mobile services as well. So, we have a full breadth of services and excited to expand on that, with the Cox partnership.
Tell me a little bit more about Interstate. So Interstate helps fleets that have an issue, emergency breakdown. Tell me a little bit more about what they do.
Yeah, so Interstate has a national footprint of over 150 mobile service trucks that are standby for unscheduled maintenance. So whether that's roadside or at customer location, unscheduled repair. So whether it's no start or a major failure, they'll come out, diagnose that, in a lot of cases get that vehicle up and going, and if not, have a wrecker services that are able to take that truck off the side of the road and get it to a safe place or to one of our shops or one of our partners to get fixed.
This is at any time, any weather, any part of the country.
Anytime, any weather, any part of the country. It's it's an amazing group of guys that are doing that maintenance and really dedicated and really focused on safety first for our team and for our customers, and making sure that vehicles and that driver is getting either back on the road or off the road safely to make sure that vehicle is someplace where it can get fixed safely and the driver can get back on the way.
So in 24 years, you've seen the vehicles themselves change and the form factor change. And as we look out into the fleets of the future, we believe that the more and more of the vehicles are going to go ACEs, or autonomous, connected, electric, and shared. And so as you think about how far you've come over 24 years, if you think about the next 24 years, what does that fleet of the future look like, and how will the services we're providing to these fleets continue to evolve and change?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've been really proud of our ability to adapt to fleet changes over the last 24 years. We've viewed ourselves as a technology company that happens to do truck maintenance, and the future is, as you said, autonomous, electric, highly technical, and we feel like we are up to the challenge to continue to evolve and be there for the fleets of the future. One of the more proud moments that I've had over the last 24 years was a couple years ago when we developed our Fleet Tech Academy, and that's our in-house training program where we're bringing people in from all over the country for an 8-week training class We house them, we feed them, we pay them while they're going through this the curriculum that we've developed. And one of the nice things is it's our program, so we can develop that and change the curriculum as fleets develop, and whether that's more focused on EV, autonomous, trailer, et cetera. So a lot of opportunity for us to grow our own mechanics and be there for those future fleets.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. When we were touring your facilities there and getting to know the broader team, I've been touring around the auto industry now for 30 plus years, and I was very, very impressed with what you put together to help create the technicians of the future. And the fact that the diagnostic equipment, a lot that you had purchased, but then a lot that you had developed yourselves to help the training technicians know how to deal with issues when they're out on the road in the middle of the night in January in Minnesota, to know what to do and make the proper repair. While all the time, your mission, that one of the other things that struck me about Dickinson was how your mission is to continually improve the efficiency of the fleets by improving the amount of money they're spending on repair and maintenance and roadside assistance. So, and that all begins and ends with the technician and the data that you give them to support those decisions. So we've talked a lot about what Dickinson does, a view of the future, but what obstacles do you see for us as we move out into these fleets of the futures and helping them be their best?
Yeah, it's there's no doubt there's challenges ahead. We feel like we're well positioned to tackle those challenges. We've been faced with those over the last 24 years and have always adapted as quickly as we can and positioned ourselves ahead of the curve. We feel like from a technology standpoint. There's no doubt that the need for mobile maintenance will always continue to grow. We feel like that some of the challenges that I mentioned is the technician and hiring, retaining the technicians that are going to be able to service those future fleets. And we do all we can to service that technician. And I appreciate the comments that you had on how you saw our Fleet Tech Academy and what we do. We have an organizational chart where the technician's on top and everybody else is below there. Myself, Ted. Our entire team is there to support that technician. So continuing to develop and find and grow those technicians will be critical to service those fleets of the future. And then being on top of the technology as it adapts and being a part of that ever-changing EV world, autonomous world, to be able to ensure ourselves that we're there for those our customers as their fleet needs evolve and keep up with the technology and the training for our technicians. So, Joe, I appreciate the questions that you had for me, and I hope that answered the audience's questions about who Dickinson Fleet Services is. A few questions for you. What attracted you and Cox to Dickinson Fleet Services?
Our mission is to help these fleets of the futures be their best, and so one of the areas that we looked at is the fleet services segment around actually turning the wrenches. And we believe it's going to be a mobile future to help these fleets stay at their best. And, when we looked around for about the last 18 months, when we looked around the industry, the winner and the best of the best was Dickinson Fleet. And so this is a very important first step for us. And we wanted to make sure that we went in with the best that was out there. And so we started the dialogue with you, Mike and Ted, and I think we put together a great team for the future to help us care for these fleets moving out as they become more technologically advanced and consume more miles. We want to make sure that we're able to rise to the occasion and then rise to the occasion by working with winners. So that's what brought us here.
Well, I appreciate that. Very flattered, and we're as I said earlier, we're excited to be a part of the team and the mobility team at Cox. And the acquisition, I know, Cox has a long history. Cox Automotive has a long history of acquisitions and bringing, new businesses into the fold. How does this acquisition fit into the Cox Automotive mobility strategy for the future?
Cox Enterprises has a 122-year history of innovation and growth, much through acquisition. And, we find the right partners to join the family. And, we're pretty diligent in that selection process. And we make sure that our visions are common for how we want to move out in the future. So Dickinson, for us, as we think about a future of mobility where more and more, more than 30% of miles traveled, and there's trillions of miles traveled today and out into the future, are going to be by fleets delivering our packages, delivering us from point A to point B. We want to make sure that we have the right mobile fixed operation strategy for us. And the Dickinson acquisition is a foundational component of getting us ready and building on the lineage and the momentum that you guys have created over the last 24 years. So we're excited about getting moving forward with you.
Well, that's great. And the sky's the limit. The industry is continuing to develop, and mobile maintenance and mobility is only going to become more relevant, more prevalent, and the need is there. And we're just on the starting line, really. And while we've been in business for 24 years, we're at the starting line with Cox, and really excited about the future. And what other innovations do you believe are essential in guiding fleet services of the future?
Well, it's going to begin and end with data and the technicians. So how we train and inform and help the technicians make better decisions about the fleet maintenance that needs to happen, the fleet repair that needs to happen on the vehicles. So we're really, the vehicle itself is becoming more and more communicative. It has more to say about how it feels, where it is, how it's been treated, and we want to be listening to that vehicle, whether it's autonomous, electric. We want to make sure we're understanding what data is coming out of the car, so that when we roll a technician or we recommend a maintenance or repair, that we're as efficient with that as possible. Because time is money, and out of service is money with these fleet vehicles, and the connection and listening to the vehicle is going to be very, very important. The propulsion systems are going to evolve, from carbon-based diesel and gasoline to renewable fuels like electricity and electrification of the fleet, as well as fuel cells. We believe that a lot of the over-road trucking world is going to be based on hydrogen fuel cells. So our technicians are going to have to be evolving. Fleet tech's going to have to keep these technicians evolving with the time to make sure that we're ready to work on the form factors of the future. And then finally, as they go autonomous, you mentioned telematics earlier has been an important part of who Dickinson Fleet is. Making sure that the vehicles understand how they're oriented to where they are and where they're going, that the sensors are all calibrated properly to keep them from getting into accidents, to optimize the routes, to optimize fuel efficiency. These over-the-road package movement vehicles are going to become more and more sophisticated as it relates to the autonomous. And fleet owners are going to want, and OEMs are going to want to have the right partners to make sure that we're calibrating these sensors appropriately. And we think we want to build on that history that you all started with Dickinson. And then I would close out with that we do believe the future of mobility and transportation, much of it is going to be aerial based. So get the guys ready, get fleet tech ready to be working on drones to help with package delivery and at some point people delivery. I don't think I'm getting in one anytime soon, but I think we're going to go up the same time we go autonomous. So I could go on and on about the fleet components of the future and how we're going to have to be ready to keep these different form factors ready to go.
Well, we're up for the challenge, and as I said earlier, have never been more excited about the partnership. And Cox Automotive is leading the way from industry standard on technology and future thinking. And so we're proud to be a part of that organization now, and really looking forward to the next 24 years.
Same here, Mike, and congratulations on a great business that you built. Congratulations on joining Cox Automotive. And for those of you out there watching the Cox Automotive experience, we think that a big part of our future is fleet. A big part of it is going to be autonomous, connected, electric, and shared. And we want to partner with all of you and partner with companies like Dickinson that are now part of the Cox family to help these fleets be their best. So thank you for your attention and look forward to talking to you in the future.